It seems like everybody just kind of forgot about Green Zoro, and honestly, that's probably a mistake. So today we're going to locals to see if he can still get it done. Let's go! Green Zoro. This deck does not really need a whole lot of introduction. Our goal for tonight is to swing face and then restand and then swing face and then restand and then swing face. And either we will win or we will die trying. Now there have been a couple of new additions since OP14 as well as EBO3. These additions are mainly just Odin, which is a new 2K that we can play off of our 3-drop Mihawk. Kinemon, which is basically another body that we can play off a 3-drop Mihawk. And then the brand new 4-drop Tashigi from EBO3, which once again, we can play off of our 3-drop Mihawk. I'll be totally honest, I have no idea how this deck is going to function tonight, but I still have hope. I'm just ready to get to locals and start turning cards sideways. I'll see you guys there, and let's go. Alrighty guys, what's poppin'? We are at locals now officially and just wrapped up our first round, and boy was it, man, it was crazy. So round one, we got paired into Emu. Now this is a matchup that actually Zoro is somewhat familiar with. Lucky for us, we ended up winning the die roll. So of course, we chose to go second. My first hand wasn't that great, so I just sent it back and I drew into a pretty good hand. The only thing I was really missing was Tashigi. Now turn one, I make a huge misplay. I play my 1-drop Perona, and then I immediately play down my Hiyori for next turn. The issue is that now I've got 2 characters, which means that on my following turn, I can no longer play Mihawk into my restand Zoro. And then off of the restand Zoro, I can play the Hiyori down then and then get my search off. So instead, I just have to drop down the 4-drop Zoro, restand 2 Dawn, and try to swing face. I still tried fighting my way as much as I could. I basically had 1 turn to get the dub. I knew out of my opponent's 4-card hand that they had a 8k counter event as well as a 10-drop Elder. So that only leaves 2 cards that I don't know of, and they only have 1 life. Now, I have the most important part of this puzzle, which is DMG. But to really try and go for lethal, I either need a restand event or a Kuina. Kuina doesn't really get us there, but for sure the restand event will. I try to play more defensive, and of course they just swing good numbers and they get there, and we end up taking the L round 1. My opponent played super well, good friend of mine, but I definitely felt like I was beating myself up. So the goal now is to just try and play as well as we can tonight. I'll get back with y'all guys in round 2, and let's go.
Hello.
How'd your round 1 go?
It went well. I beat Brian.
Who are you playing?
Yellow Luffy.
That's not a good matchup for you.
I dropped 4 7-drop Robins on him.
Jeez, that's crazy. Round 2 was kind of wild. I didn't have time to recap in between 2 and 3, so I'm gonna try and briefly sum up both of those rounds. So round 2, we ended up pairing into what I believe is Zoro's worst matchup in this current format, and that is Boa. I swing at their board, I'm going to take life, and it's not going to feel well. Now, honestly, my opening hand wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either. I had to do this really weird play where I played 4-drop Zoro into 4-drop Kinemon and just tried to go bigger. I was able to get him down to 1 life 2 times, but he was able to heal back up with Kuma. Can you not? I had a restand event in hand, so my hope was that if he can't heal and I somehow can survive, then I can just try and go for lethal next turn, even though his hand is big. I was able to set up a law blocker, and I thought that that might be enough. He then proceeds to play Gravity Blade. Completely clears my board, and he's able to get there and get the dub. That was honestly one of the matchups I just didn't want to see tonight because it feels like an uphill battle the entire game. But my opponent played super well, and more importantly, I had a ton of fun playing the deck that I love. Now round 3, we ended up playing against a deck that I was not expecting tonight, and that is Black Crocodile. My opponent was super chill. I was able to go first, and on top of that, I had a great hand and hit my curve really perfectly. He was able to set up a couple of bodies on his board. Luckily, because I curved out and he didn't have all the counter events in hand, I was just kind of able to get there before he got to his top end. So that was round 3, and our first dub was Zoro for the night. I'll see y'all guys in round 4, and let's go. I gotta stop doing this. Well, round 4 actually went super well because we didn't have one. Once again, Kayla's opponent in round 3 was the person who received the down pair. And of course, she won again. And she was actually able to get third place, so she got some prizing out of the night, which is super cool. Honestly, I'm not all that disappointed from tonight. I had a lot of fun. I think we kind of got to see all different sides of the current situation with Zoro right now. Other than me misplaying in my first round, the deck still holds up against older leaders like OP13. And at the same time, Zoro now has new decks in the format that are really tough for it, like Boa. And then we got to see some more interesting games against something like Black Crocodile. It is definitely justifiable why it has kind of fallen out of our current meta, but if you're not careful, the deck can still get away with some wins. And regardless of that, the deck's just so much fun to play. And personally, I'm really excited to see how the deck evolves as we get new cards that are playable in it. With that being said, I really do hope y'all guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoy getting to play this deck. So God bless, I'll see you in the next one, and let's go.